It's Winning Women's Wednesday.
Now I really can't see. I have no idea what's going on.
I thought I would like this side better, but I can see the camera, or I can see all of the views.
Right,
so.
and I can't see anything. So I don't know if I have the holes in my hair that Rick likes to show every so often.
No, you're fine.
Okay,
You look
thank
beautiful.
You. Oh, thank you.
I
So
love
do
it.
you.
And we kind of coordinate.
We did again.
I did that in the other podcast the other day. Tana and I were
saw
wearing
the blue.
We were wearing like periwinkle blue.
Yes,
purple.
y'all were
Yeah.
precious.
I
Y'all
know
were
it
precious.
is.
And I was so worried because I couldn't reach you for 2 days. Like,
Well,
your phone wasn't working.
first we'll introduce ourselves. Michelle
Oh,
Ozymy.
good morning. Hi, I'm Michelle Ozymy.
And
This is my co-host, Ashley Gentry. And you're watching Winning Women's Wednesday.
But I do have to talk to you about something serious.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
So I've decided to step away from real estate. Okay. And I'm
April Fools.
I'm gonna fully commit to being a professional pickleball influencer. So we're gonna need to pivot the show.
We're going to talk about pickleball.
So we're gonna need to pivot the show.
Okay.
Or this is our last one together.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Except that you got a massive referral playing pickleball.
Yeah, no, so I'm not going to stop real estate because that's how I fund my pickleball lifestyle. So this was an April Fool's.
It was a bad one.
Yeah, but you kind of look serious for a second because you're
I was like, where's she going?
well, yeah, no.
And I kind of hate April Fools. Like,
I
you
do
just
too.
don't know. Now, I do think it's funny. Like Wendy's and McDonald's
they
always
roast.
They roast and they do some fun little April
Yeah.
Fools things. And those are fun. Like,
Yeah,
those are cute.
I like those.
I can deal with those. But the other stuff, like, I think the world is just too stressful for me to have to deal with. Like,
No
your April
powder keg
Fools.
moments.
Yes. Like, there's enough powder keg. I don't need you to, like,
That's just not your shtick, though. Like, you don't seem like you like gags and jokes and like gimmicks and stuff like that.
I feel like that was a polite way of saying I'm not very fun.
You are fun in different ways.
Okay. He's just a giggle monster over there today.
Yeah, but no, but that's what makes what makes this work.
Yeah. So I'm actually having a rough week.
Why? Well, one, you're in text message jail again.
I am. What the heck, guys? I invite you to a class. I get it. You don't want to come. That's
And then you
fine.
get marked spam.
But you don't have to mark me as spam. Come on. So yes, I sent a ton of text messages to agents inviting them to a class and a free lunch, and some of them marked me as spam.
And so now,
How rude. Rude.
I never get marked as spam.
Like, just say no thank you. Don't say anything.
Yeah.
Like, it.
And by the way, you are our prime rib. You are not spam.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Have you ever had spam?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I was born in the 80s. You have
I've
spam? Vienna sausages?
No, Alan used to eat Vienna sausages. I don't know if he's had spam. I think he has.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
I mean, you have never had spam?
Or Vienna sausages.
Oh, okay.
No. My mom cooked all her meals. Like,
My mom did too, but that was like a snack, I guess. Not spam, but Vienna sauce. Like crack open a can, just have those little nuggets that look like finger nubs.
oh my God.
Yeah, they're finger nubs.
No. And weren't they like in vinegar?
No.
No.
I mean, they might have been in vinegar so you could like keep them on the shelf for 40 years.
Good God.
I don't know. That could be where some of my gut issues came from.
It really could be.
I don't know.
It really could be.
But here we are.
April Fools.
Yeah, no, that was real.
That was real.
That was real.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I digress. Why are you having a tough week?
Well, one, because I'm in text jail.
Okay.
And so that's been really stressful because now I don't know what text messages I am and am not getting.
Like I wasn't getting my calls because I did the
Yes.
update,
Yes.
and everybody kept saying they would call me and it would go straight to voicemail.
Yes. I was so worried about you.
I know. I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm here. I was
you
playing pickleball.
And you didn't have to talk to people for 2 days. So you actually probably are really
I still
fine.
did because people would text. Like I would call them, then they would call back,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't register. And they're
Yeah.
like, tag. I'm like, that's not how tag works. You didn't call me. And then I would call and I'm like, this is so weird. And you would think after like the fourth person that did
Right.
it in a couple of days, I
Yeah.
would go, is my phone ringing?
But you probably just enjoyed the quiet and just let it go.
I mean, my phone's been on silent for 15 years.
well, that's true. That's true.
So there's nothing different for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
So what else? What else is...
Oh, deals are hard. Like we're looking at the first quarter review.
Yeah.
And deals are hard.
Deals are hard.
Yeah. Fallout rate in Texas is 20%.
Yep.
Which is actually the highest in the nation. So yay, we won.
We always Texas the Texas. Yeah.
We won.
We won.
Oh, so, and definitely I'm experiencing that. Like things are just very challenging. And I'm kind of sad that my daughter's not home for Easter. Yeah. I don't have anyone to go Easter dress shopping with.
I was going to say, do you want to spend time with me? But I will not Easter dress shop with you. I'm so sorry.
Sad.
I know.
We always go Easter dress shopping on Good Friday.
Okay.
And then I go hiking on Saturday.
Okay. Not doing either of those.
Well.
So I think I'm out.
Okay.
You might have a better chance of getting Rick to do that with you. Okay. So
I like it. Me and Rick in the Aritzia Shopping Center in the dressing room. I can see it. That's
he could take pictures for you.
That is a show.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he'll do a twirl and he won't tell you that the back looks bad.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah. No, Rick's not invited.
Okay.
Never mind. I think poor Alan's going to have to do it. And we have to make our hot cross buns. And I have to do that by myself.
I thought it was a song. So when you were saying hot cross buns, I'm like, I don't, in the text message.
No.
But it is a song.
I mean,
you play it on the recorder.
On the recorder, yes, in 6th grade when you got, God, do they still do that?
I hope not, because never
So
once
dumb.
has playing the recorder ever made me money.
No,
except
no.
I did learn how to play it with my nose.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
Wow. Public education at its finest.
Yeah, it was great. That's why I don't like school. I think it's dumb.
That is a fair point.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. So yeah.
Deals are hard.
Deals are hard.
Yeah, business is hard. And I keep on talking about this with my friends on the pickleball court, because everybody's got, different jobs, different fields that they're in. And I think it's just more collectively, the world is hard.
Yes.
And so every business is feeling some sort of impact. The stress is getting to you.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is that we equate time with being productive. And so the more time you spend on something means the more productive or the more value you're giving it. And that's not necessarily the case. And so I've really shifted, not to be lazy this year, but if I used to spend, 3 days on something, I'm like, what if I just spend 3 hours? What if I try to learn to maximize my time, create more leverage, delegate? That's a word that I learned.
That's hard for you.
It is.
It is, yeah.
So, but because I really reflecting on what makes me happy, what fills my cup, so I can deal with the friction that comes.
That's huge.
So what fills my cup, and it's not the first thing you think is going to come to mind. Okay.
It's not pickleball?
It's my family. And then it's pickleball.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to spend more quality time on both of those things.
That's huge.
So if I can do that, then it helps me, with the clients that are having difficult transactions and doing those type of things. Before it was flipped, I was spending more time in my business than I was with my family or doing anything else for myself. And that's when you get the burnout.
Absolutely when you get the burnout. And not to mention, were the things that you were doing necessarily productive? You were busy, but were you productive? And that's what's so important when I think Q1 is a little unique to the rest of the quarters, because you can really take that quarter as an opportunity to reflect and see what's working, what isn't working, what you're really going to do, which is kind of what I want to talk about today. We've been doing quarterly review on my morning huddle. Okay. And this is the part I want to expand on today is, so I invited them to listen. I hope they're listening.
Hold on one second. I need to cross my legs because my hips hurt because I played 5 hours
I'm like,
pickleball yesterday.
I thought you were about to get up and go to the bathroom.
No,
or
it's
something.
just hard under the table.
It is. I know. And okay, so with this new, with the new setup, you can't see my shoes. I thought maybe you could.
No, you can't see the shoes. I mean, you can put your shoe on the table if you want to.
Well, I mean, I'm going to because it's so cute. Look at my cute sparkly shoes.
Oh, yeah, you're doing it bad. Don't look at that.
Okay, I don't know where to look.
But you're pointing your shoe at the screen and not a camera. So how would they be able to see your shoe?
I don't understand any of this.
Take your shoe off and put it on the table.
Well, that's weird.
Like nothing that we've done to date is
fair.
weird. Okay,
see, aren't they
put it right
cute
there.
So can they see my shoes now?
Yeah, you can see your shoe.
They're so cute, right? They're sparkly. I love them. They're so fun.
See, I fixed it.
Trying to make me feel better.
Solution oriented.
You are so solution oriented.
Thank you.
Yes, and it only took a couple seconds. See?
See, we didn't take 20 minutes.
That's right. That's right. Okay. What were we talking about again?
Q1 reflection.
Yes.
Hoping your people from your office are actually watching you do your thing.
Dear Lord, maybe hoping.
You know
they're not at this
what?
point.
They're going to be like, she is fun.
I am fun.
Yeah.
I am nice and I am fun.
Let's put that on a t-shirt.
No.
Everything's fine.
We're fine. We're fine.
It's fine.
So no, and that's what's important. That's what's cool about Q1 is you really look back and you reflect and you look at what you honestly did. So first of all, you have to be tracking.
Ooh, yep, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And you actually have to be doing action steps. And I think, and that's the action steps. If you're doing what you need to do on a daily basis and you're tracking that, you can look back and see, okay, I was supposed to make this many calls today,
Okay.
but I only made 2. I was supposed to do this many pop buys today. I didn't do any.
Yeah, I'm not doing any of that.
I hate pop buys.
I'm not doing any of that.
So first of all, do you have action steps? Like, do you have real, clear, defined action steps that you're supposed to be doing on a daily basis?
Yeah, I do side to side and I get to the kitchen line faster so I can have a dinking game at pickleball. So those are my action steps. No,
Okay.
not those.
No, not those.
Okay. How about all the people I talk to, and I make a concerted effort while I'm playing pickleball to have meaningful interactions and conversations that actually translate into having reciprocal conversations.
100%. Except what I know is you're not tracking those.
I'm not. No,
You're not. So it's determining how many of those types of conversations you're having on a daily basis. So in other
I'm having
words,
at least 10.
that's amazing. That's actually really good. And you're seeing the results from it too.
I am seeing the results from it.
You've got what, a couple referrals now?
Yeah.
And they're good size referrals.
Yeah,
So that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
they could pay for my pickleball for like 10 years.
100%.
So
Yes. Yes, I love that. So that being said, you look at the action steps. First of all, you should have defined action steps. And then you
it's
also...
not going to happen.
Okay. You're a lost cause.
I know.
And then from those action steps, you look at what you did, what you didn't do. And then you have a time of self-reflection. If you only did 25% of your pop buys that you said you were going to do. I always use pop buys because I'm not doing those.
I know. So let's do something else.
Well, and that's my point. If you only did 25% of the pop buys,
then don't do them anymore.
then recognize, okay, I'm probably not really going to do those.
No.
So take the pressure off, take them off the list, and replace it with something else.
I think that's the whole point is even if you're somebody like me,
Yes.
who is not as structured with, I don't have lists, I don't like paper, I don't like any of that kind of stuff. Even going to the grocery store, I will remember everything up here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's like, it's like a filing cabinet. Even when I waited tables and I did beautifully, I seldom ever wrote anything down. And I always nailed it. Part of it is because I'm an auditory learner.
Yeah.
And so if I need to inherently listen to retain the information. So, but you still have to I still have looked back and said, I don't like doing that anymore.
Yes,
and I'm not
that's the
effective
key.
at doing that.
And that's the key, is really having that self-reflection in the first quarter and saying, I am not going to do this. I don't like it. I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
Because I think we feel like we keep putting these things on the list, and the list makes us feel like we're productive, but then we're not really doing the things that are on the list. So it's not accomplishing anything.
Or your list is just trash.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, no, and that's the purpose of the Q1 self-reflection, because then you're really looking at, okay, I'm really not going to do this. We're going to replace it with something else, or do more calls, or do whatever it is, play more pickleball, and you've got time to make that adjustment going into quarter 2, where it will impact your business. If you wait until quarter 3, I don't want to say it's too late, but it's probably too late for 2026 to really see the results of that, because it's taking longer for things to
Materialize.
Yeah, good word. Yeah, it's taking
Told you.
the calls that you had in quarter 1 probably won't turn into anything until maybe quarter 3.
Well, and I think that's what we're seeing, because the barrier to entry in the housing market is so much higher.
Yeah.
So even the sellers that are selling that want to buy and all of these other things, there's a lot more planning that's going. This is not a reactionary market.
No,
right?
There's just
hurry up and wait.
Everything is harder.
Everything is
harder. And I just don't know how. There's not a better way to say it. Like, it's just, the realtors that survive will thrive in a couple of years.
Sure.
But you have just got to get through these next couple of years. Like, it's hard.
Well, I mean, plenty of people have said this is the hardest market we've seen in probably 30 years.
Yeah, I think it's harder than 08. I really do.
I just was too dumb to know anything differently in 08.
And maybe, and I've kind of said the same thing. Like, I didn't know any different because I got into it in around 2006.
Yeah.
So it was just the way it was. I also didn't have 3 kids. I was putting through private college at that point in time.
Yeah.
So, I didn't have to make the same amount of money. So it wasn't.
I mean, I saw a lot of people cry a lot.
Yeah.
That was sad.
There was a lot of crying.
A lot of cars getting repoed.
I cried a lot.
Cars getting repoed, losing houses. I mean, it really is sad. Now, a lot of those realtors now has stuck with it.
Yes.
And they're making bank.
Yes.
Now.
Well, and that's how I survived. I talk about this all the time. I did 9 short sales.
Oh, I did short sales too. Ugh.
All with Bank of America for the same person.
Was it an investor?
It was an investor.
Okay.
At my church. who was not an investor.
Okay, got it.
He totally got
Investor
snookered.
in name
Yes.
only. Got it.
God bless him.
Yeah.
God bless him. But we did 9
Sucker.
short sales.
Yeah.
Through Bank of America.
Yeah, no.
With a fax machine.
No, that's what I tell people. I'm like, you don't know. You have literally electronic signatures. You have everything is streamlined. It can go into a portal and all of this other stuff. And we had like 100 packet loss mitigation paperwork where you had to like sign over. You as the agent had to sign over like your firstborn child.
Yes.
An arm's length affidavit to make sure you weren't doing anything screwy because people were doing that stuff. And then you had to sit by the fax machine and pray that the whole packet went through.
Yes. And then like if you got it, like you would just be, because they never responded. They didn't email. They didn't call you. And then all of a sudden on a random Thursday, 3 weeks after your last contact, the fax machine would buzz and you're like, oh,
I know. No, so it was painful. So when I go back to it, I'm like, we just were so focused on don't screw up and like just keep pushing the paper that I don't know that we just knew inherently anything better. And if we did, we would have gone back and said, hold on, go work 2 extra jobs and don't sell your house.
Yes. And honestly, the difference is, and we are experiencing this, people were nicer. Like the public was kinder to us. They had a greater respect for our value.
I don't know. I would show houses where they lost them and the bank sees them. Did you ever go to the houses where they would like take the toilet and the light fixtures and the appliances?
Yeah.
My favorite was when they would write with blood or feces on the wall.
The HUD
expletives.
houses. Yeah.
Yeah, those were great.
But I primarily and have always primarily worked with sellers.
Yeah.
So in that season, like they really were kind. Like they just needed
You were
help.
trying to save them.
Yeah. And they just needed help. And like we would get a showing and they would be so grateful. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. I'm so like we
now
would
they get a showing and they text and go, can you really?
Can you reschedule it?
This is the first showing in 3 weeks. Are you freaking kidding me? No, I can't reschedule it. Yeah. I think that's...
I'll come clean your house for you. What is the problem?
I think that's... Before we knew what the problems were going to be, so we could set expectations and we could deliver solutions. You don't know what the problem is going to be.
No.
I mean, you honestly don't. Somebody could just try to walk into your door. Somebody could decide...
I've had that happen.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different things that are plaguing, especially if you're looking at the seller side. And it's hard. And then you feel like everything's hostage negotiation.
It is.
Right?
It
You're
is.
like, blink twice if you're safe.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and there's just with so much, the lawsuits that were in the news about real estate have really like made it, we have to articulate our value and we have to do it repeatedly. And that can be a little bit of a beatdown.
Well, and that's why my reflection for last year and going into this year was going to be the land of no.
Yes.
And taking back,
Love it.
Taking back my power and my boundaries.
Yes.
And not that I didn't inherently have some, but I would push those boundaries depending on when the last closing happened. Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, maybe I'll work with this person, even though I know it's not a good fit.
Yes.
I'm over that.
Yeah.
I'm over that.
And that's smart. And that's smart. And when you do work in your database and in your sphere and you are connecting and building relationships, which is what you have done all year and you're seeing the fruit of that.
Sure.
It absolutely changes the game in who you work with and how those experiences are. It doesn't change the fact that the deal is still going to be challenging.
Sure.
But
when there's trust and respect.
Yes.
The wheels don't tend to fall off the bus. You just have to go refuel it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's it. And sometimes you still have to sit there and say, hey, I know this isn't what we hope for.
Right.
But we had this conversation up front.
We did.
That this was going to potentially be a likely outcome.
And here we are.
And here we are. Okay. So we already forecasted this.
Yes.
Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
And those are the things that I think we're not equipping especially our female realtors and business owners and entrepreneurs with. You got to choose your words wisely.
Yeah.
And don't react emotionally.
Yeah.
And every time we want to a lot of us are empaths and we try to absorb the situation and then inherently we take on all the stress. If you are stressed and you are hiding, with under a blanket, that's not doing anything for your clients. You need to be the one. They can crumble and then you have to be, okay, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
We're going to get through this.
Yeah.
Right. But if we don't have any fuel in our tank, how are we doing that? And that's where I think going back to what fills your cup personally, professionally,
and you
stick
have to
with
start
those
there.
things.
You
Stick with those
have
things.
to start there. I mean, you have to fill your cup personally in order to be at your best professionally.
I've even figured out for me how my wiring system is.
Yeah.
If I schedule something and I don't necessarily want to do it, right? And I could have changed how I met with somebody or did something else. Or maybe they're just not in my game plan, but I'm meeting with them anyways.
Yeah.
I will wake up and my entire day is going to be thrown off because of one appointment in the afternoon, right?
Yes.
And so I'm not productive.
You're dreading.
You're dreading. And so I'm not productive the entire day because I have an energy vampire appointment sitting on my calendar.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there and sometimes I'm just like, you know what? Kate, can we meet for coffee? No, but I'm happy to get on a call with you.
Yeah.
You know, or hey, let's set up a Zoom.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a couple of Zooms back to back. I'll schedule you on the back end and we'll do that. And I don't have to get in my car and go have coffee with somebody. And that doesn't mean I don't want to establish connection, but that person was somebody I didn't inherently want to connect with to begin with.
Correct.
But I'll give them a few minutes of my time.
Yes.
And
That's huge.
So those are the things for me, even though I'm not tracking them appropriately.
There is that.
But I am tracking it internally and saying, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I mean, even when I was trying to set up a meeting with Metroplex, we were doing Zoom for the nominating committee, which, you know, yeah.
I'm excited.
Yes. So I was sitting there and I was just looking at my calendar and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do just a random appointment.
Right.
So I had another Zoom and I said, I'll schedule that one right behind it. And that's when we can have a meeting about, you know, what the nominating committee and everything else. And that gave me freedom in my calendar to say, I was already time blocked for that. So I'll continue on in that workflow. And then I'm not going to ruin an entire other day.
Well, and that's what's huge is you have to honor your calendar.
Yeah.
You have to honor your calendar and your boundaries and make time for yourself. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's like a lot of agents right now are just chasing everything.
Yeah, it's hard.
And it's not going to end well.
Well, they keep on doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
Right.
And people can smell the desperation at this point.
Oh, they can.
And so if they smell the desperation on you and they want to still work with you, often it's because they want to exploit you.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't understand. I'm sitting here and when somebody says, well, what is your fee structure or anything else? Oh, is that negotiable? No, it's not. And here's why.
Yeah.
Because the next person, the next person will do it for cheaper and they should, and you're going to make less money. Aren't you just worried about what you're making at the end?
Right.
So I'm charging more and I'm providing more professional services. You get 20 years of experience.
Yield more money.
I pay for your staging. Yeah. I curate, your marketing materials. I do everything else. And that next agent doesn't even have a really good photographer.
Right.
So go.
studioUSA.
I know, right?
Oh,
and so that's that right there. And if somebody doesn't see that value proposition, wow, thank you so much. Next.
Yes.
And when you do that, the opportunities that do align with your business model are right there. But if you're in the gutter with these people that don't value what you bring to the table, then you're going to miss the ones that actually would have liked to work with you.
Right. Exactly. Because you're spending too much time and energy. And by the time you get to the ones that really would have appreciated you, you're too burnt out.
You're burnt out. You're like, I don't want to do this. Yeah. Right. And you go into the holiday slowdown where you're just like, I'm going to pretend nothing's going on. I'm going to deal with this in January.
Yes.
We don't see that happen, do we?
We do. We do.
Oh, we're about to go into spring break. Or we had spring break. So we're about to go into summer. And then a lot of agents kind of take off summer and they go, I'll deal with this in the fall.
Yeah.
And then this vicious cycle.
It's the roller coaster. It's the roller coaster.
Yeah.
But if you work in consistency with your action steps, doing the things that you enjoy doing and that you will do on a daily basis, that's where you're going to see the fruit of it. So that's my challenge to you today is in your quarter one review, be honest with yourself, look at what you did, look at your action steps, and figure out what you need to shift.
Well, and the biggest part of that, and I always bring it back to, if you don't have a friend like Michelle that's going to hold you accountable, try to find you when you go MIA for 2 days and make sure that life's going.
I was so worried.
It was just a phone glitch between you not having a number and it was going to my unknown senders on my iPhone update and then my phone not ringing. It was a recipe for disaster.
Well, and then I got a text from Teresa Flood yesterday. Are you upset with me? Because she had been texting me for days.
On your number.
On my number. And then it wasn't coming through. And then all of a sudden that came through and I'm like, no. So if I didn't respond to someone, I apologize, which has me so nervous because like now what text messages did I miss? So. Oh,
well, you'll be fine. Upward and onward if they didn't wait for you. Oops. But no, I think I keep on going back to that. You have to find people in your circle that will hold you accountable. It doesn't mean they have to be demeaning or
that's
anything
not holding
like that.
You accountable.
No,
that's different.
But you need to have somebody, whether it's your partner or your business partner or finding a coach.
Thank you.
Thank you. Or maybe you're not at a brokerage where there's accountability mechanisms to help you thrive and succeed, right?
Yeah.
And do that. You really need to, please don't do this alone. We're not meant. And you are your own worst enemy. Because if you're not if you're not having a successful plan to date, what makes you think you're the one that's going to be able to curate the next, for Q2?
Yeah. And what I'm excited about, I'll do a little plug for my group coaching. I'm starting a new group today.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. And what I love about group coaching is the way we try to do it when you enroll is we try to really pull people from different areas and different brokerages.
Okay.
So like I've got 2 coastal people today.
Oh, good.
On different coasts that are in there, and then 2 local people.
Well, this could be good referral partners too.
Well, not only good referral partners, but you're collaborating with a community of people who are in different areas and doing things differently and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And it gives you new ideas and new things to try.
I love that.
And I love that. Like, it's fine. We try to make it so that it's diversified so that you do have that experience. And that's my favorite thing.
So also stop hanging out with the same dadgum people. If you are not breeding success and you're hanging out with the same people, both personally and professionally, you have a problem. Yeah. Elevate your circle.
Elevate your circle. Oh my gosh. And that's so hard to do.
It is.
It is.
I don't know. It's not that hard for me.
That's fair. And I think that's a wrap on
Is that a wrap?
I think so. Like, I think we had a good show. April Fools, you're staying in real estate.
I am staying in real estate, but only to fund my pickleball influencing lifestyle.
That's fair.
But both can go hand in hand. I found something that I love that is networking like a beast.
Yes.
And so that's just what I think I want to leave people with is if you don't like what you're doing and how you've built your business to date, change it. Find what gives you joy and implement and figure out how that can be a business strategy and find somebody like Michelle that can help you do it, guys.
That's the key. And if anyone would like to go Easter dress shopping with me or help me make hot cross buns, you know where to find me.
And all I'm thinking about is the recorder at my nostril. So.
And we'll see you next time on Winning Women's Wednesday.
Bye, guys.